Good morning. So right now I want to talk about what got me into practice being free, and it really started with a class I took. It was a prosperity class led by an amazing woman named Mary Morrissey, and it really got me into visioning and to teaching me the tools to live a better life. So I had these great tools, setting my intentions, and these great ways to of mind mastery, and I had this incredible tool belt of prosperity instruments to create a beautiful life. Yet I had all this information. Maybe you're the same way. Maybe you've read all the Eckhart Tolle books. You've read all the Dalai Lama and then Marianne Williamson. Maybe you're there. Yet I couldn't stop pressing self-sabotage. It's like I couldn't stop getting in my own way. It's like I knew all the information, but I couldn't stop getting in my own way, and it was getting really horrible, really horrible. And I lost my job. I just sank into this really horrible part of my life. And through a difficult conversation with my mom, I discovered this really great place in Costa Rica called Choose Again. And it was the Attitudinal Healing Center. And essentially, the basic thing that I learned there was who I thought I was all this time was actually not who I am. And even more fundamental than that, like that is key. That is the heart of this work and this practice. But even more important was I learned that I am not a victim. And what that means is that I am the author of my own experience, meaning that I'm creating it. So if my life is something that is not pleasant, if it's horrible, if I'm eating boxes of Captain Crunch, and I'm not talking like little boxes. This is a hilarious story. When I finally wrote the letter to go to the place, I had just eaten half a box of Captain Crunch, and it wasn't a regular size. It was like one of those family size boxes. Oh boy, I just love that story. So if I'm doing that, it's because in a way I'm choosing. And for so long, I didn't have the tools to choose anything better because I couldn't stop pressing self-sabotage. But there I learned the tools, and there I learned that I'm not a victim. If I'm creating an experience that is not joy and peace and bliss, then it's because I'm choosing to. And when I'm done feeling like shit, I can choose again. And that was huge, knowing that I have a choice. I have a choice. Um, and what got me to Costa Rica, I had this great vision statement, and I have a video later on in this series about writing your vision statement and manifesting, which is fabulous. But again, to go back to where I started, what I learned there was who I thought I was not who I am. And I did several processes to connect with what I made up. So as you know, when we're children, from 0 to 5, we come here with a blank slate, blank sponge, trying to figure out how it all works, trying to figure out what's going on. And when you're 2 years old, you know that you're the center of the universe. Seriously, I don't know if I used to teach 2-year-olds. You are the center of the universe. Everything happens because of you. And from that mental perspective, then everything that happens is because of you. So you're creating the entire world around you, and therefore, if your parents are not happy all the time, if your life does not look perfect, then somehow that's your fault. It was my fault. And that's what it came down to for me. So I was able to use a series of processes, and I'll share one with you in the next video called the 6-step process, which was the fundamental, which was the process that helped me to identify these beliefs. And from there, I realized, okay, I have a belief that I'm a worthless piece of shit, that I'm unlovable, that no one will ever love me, that I'm retarded. This is what my mind tells me, that I will never do anything right. There's something wrong with me. No one will ever love me. Basically those. Those are like the 7. I don't know if I noticed that I'm incompetent and stupid and will never do anything right. That's 8. And from realizing what those beliefs are, what my thoughts had been telling me about myself all this time, I got the choice to say, Kim, that's not true. What am I believing? That I'm worthless. Is that true? No. Thank God that's not true. It has never been true, and it will never be true. You are love. You have always been love. You just made that up. And essentially it came down to doing that about 3,000 times a day. And let me be clear, when I first became aware of that process, I was just like, whatever, like, screw you guys, okay? And I wasn't implementing it. And then when I came back to the States, I saw, I was like, oh, if I really want to create a different experience in my life, I'm going to have to take some ownership and really, really connect with the truth of who I am. And I hope that's helpful for you, because so often I meet so many people who are in the classes, reading the books, yet they know it, but they don't know it, and they can't stop pushing self-sabotage. So if you're there, there is hope for you. So thank you so much for your time, and continue to practice being free.